Hey everyone, Cosmic Mango here, your favorite mango from outer space. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. In this video, I'm going to be discussing my opinion on several removal spells that I believe are underrated in the Commander format. With thousands and thousands of cards to choose from, there's always going to be the odd few gems that get overshadowed. I'm hoping you find something cool here to pick up and play. So, without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Number 1. Bolt Bend. An instant spell that costs 1 red and 3 generic mana to cast. It says the following. This spell costs 3 generic mana less to cast if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Change the target of target spell or ability with a single target. So not only is this card got amazing artwork, I mean it's super cool, but Bolt Bend is a very powerful card in Commander. In fact, I find it to be the budget version of Deflecting Swat, which is an expensive card to buy these days. Let's be real, you're going to be casting this spell most of the time for just 1 mana. The alternative cast cost on this card is very easily achieved in Commander. So many popular and powerful commanders have power 4 or greater. Bolt Bend is an amazing card, and you can buy this card for around $1.30. Number 2. Stubborn Denial. An instant spell that costs 1 blue mana to cast and says the following. Counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 1 generic mana. Ferocious. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, counter that spell instead. This is a very efficient spell and a very good option if your commander has +4 power. You're either casting this when your opponent is tapped out, or if you are controlling a creature with +4 power, you're casting it as well. Both states are very easily achieved, making Stubborn Denial a very good 1 mana counter spell. And you can buy this card for around $2.20. Number 3. Ashes to Ashes. A sorcery spell that costs 2 black mana and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Exile 2 target non-artifact creatures. Ashes to Ashes deals 5 damage to you. A few small downsides on this card. First, we lose 5 life when casting it, which in Commander isn't too bad as we start the game with 40 life, and if you're playing a life gaining deck, this won't matter too much at all. The other downside is the fact this spell is at sorcery speed, not at instant speed. However, when used at the right time, this card is actually incredibly powerful, easily exiling 2 creatures. Remember, exiling is way better than sending a creature to the graveyard. We can even get around indestructible creatures with this card, for example. The mana cost isn't too bad either, a pretty efficient 2-for-1 card. And you can buy this card for around 35 cents, making it very budget friendly. Number 4. Dust to Dust. A sorcery spell that costs 2 white and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Exile 2 target artifacts. Again, this is a card at sorcery speed, but this is the only downside on this card. For 3 total mana, we get to target 2 artifacts and exile them. Very, very nice. Commander is full of artifacts, making Dust to Dust always feel relevant when it's in your hand. You can't really go on running a card like this, as there are always going to be a target to it. Heck, you could even use it on your opponent's soul rings. Trust me, it's always good removing opponent's soul rings, as those things are a pain in the... yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, you can buy this card for around $5. Number 5. Imp's Mischief. An instant spell that costs 1 black and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Change a target of target spell with a single target. You lose life equal to that spell's mana value. An absolute powerhouse of a card and very unique type of card for the black mana symbol. Opponents don't expect this type of card from those running black decks. Being able to redirect spells to whatever target we want is huge and a very powerful effect. The fact that we lose life is a fair trade-off, because otherwise this card would probably be way too busted and cost an arm and a leg to purchase. At the moment you can buy this card for around $8 because of a recent reprint, but I think it was worth about $15, $14 a few months ago, so it's definitely worth picking one of these up at the moment. Number 6. Radiant Purge. An instant spell that costs 1 generic and 1 white mana to cast. It says the following. Exile target multicolored creature or multicolored enchantment. This is a badass spell with very cool art to boot. Commander is full of multicolored creatures, often opponents' commanders are multicolored, so this spell can hit a lot of targets. We even get to target enchantments, which is amazing. It's a low cost spell to cast and it's at instant speed, making this a force to be reckoned with. And you can buy this card for the very affordable price of around 40 cents. Number 7, the final card on this list, Sudden Spoiling. An instant spell that costs 2 black and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following: Split Second. As long as this spell is on the stack, players can't cast spells or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. Until the end of turn, creature target player controls lose all abilities and have base power and toughness 0-2. Split Second is so powerful. Sudden Spoiling is a great card. In the right situation, this card can win you the game. Split Second making it very hard for your opponents to respond to. It only costs 3 mana to cast and it's at instant speed. A very deadly card indeed. You can buy this card for around $2.20. Okie dokie everyone, that is the end of my list. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, would you kindly drop a like and subscribe to the channel? I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. It's a huge goal of mine and making that milestone would be amazing. We're currently at around 650, which is super cool. Still can't believe we've made it this far. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed so far. I would love to know if you have any underrated removal spells you'd like to share. If you do, please share them in the comment section below and let me know why you think they're good and why you think they're underrated. I love reading your comments and I answer back to as many of the comments as I can. Thanks so much for watching everyone, and as always, take care and goodbye.